Another day. Another day of being alone. Another day of being alone. Another day of being alone. And for what? And for what? To not receive what I deserve for being the best VR boxer in the world. And there's no sense in speaking my mind about any topics or events because you guys are just gonna go duh 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 duh. If I say anything half intelligent, if I say anything above your reading level, you guys are gonna get all offended at me and shit. If I say anything above your reading level by any chance, if I start using $5 words and talking about things above your reading level, you're just gonna get all regarded on me. You're gonna get all remedial on me if I start talking about things above your grade level. Can't you can't let me have a you can't let me have a can't let me have a cool audience by any chance. No, I gotta live down here with the audience of ingrates, the audience of simpleton ingrates. I get the simpleton ingrate audience from the internet lottery no matter how many times. No matter how many times I try to play my hand in the YouTube algorithm, all I get is the regard audience. All I get is the illiterate, non-cool regard audience that anytime I say something above their reading level, they're going to have a tantrum. Anything I say against their Peter Thiel crafted narrative and worldview, they're going to start screeching. They're going to start screeching and punching holes in their walls and making phone calls if I say anything above their reading level. So I can't even be cool unscripted podcast guy. I can't even be cool unscripted off the cuff podcast guy, despite the fact that I'm the best VR boxer in the world. You know, I should be able to do a podcast akin to everyone else that has accomplished a feat that they need do nothing else after. I should be able to be like Kurt Angle and Daniel Tosh, and I should be able to just sit back and coast off of the fact that I'm the best, that I accomplished a feat that none of you ever can or will. That's what I should be able to do. I should be able to sit back and kick my feet up and be cool podcast guy with a cool podcast audience like Daniel Tosh or Kurt Angle or Stone Cold Steve Austin. I should be able to be unmolested by the internet, and I should be able to sit here and say something, and even if it's retarded, I should be able to have a cool audience that doesn't have a tantrum anytime I say something that conflicts with their Peter Thiel crafted worldview. But because I drew the retard audience, because I drew the illiterate retard audience from the algorithm lottery, I have to deal with you literal window lickers as an audience that are going to have a tantrum and a seizure simultaneously if I say something above your reading level. So it's not like I can talk about current events without it conflicting with your Peter Thiel crafted worldview and philosophy. If I start talking about current events, you're going to start slamming your head against the table because I'm going to say something above your reading level, and it's going to activate your MK Ultra conditioning, and you're going to start slamming your head against the window like you're in a short bus if I say something that conflicts with your Peter Thiel crafted worldview for too long. Ooh. Ooh. What's up? So I'm about to make some Uncle Joey Diaz sour neon gummy bears because I was not able to make my lunchtime Uncle Joey Diaz spicy McChicken sandwiches. And because I don't get the recognition I deserve for being the best VR boxer in the world. So I'm going to numb my mind that I can't use to communicate with you heathens because you're going to start screeching and trying to get me fired from my job if I start speaking facts that conflict with your Peter Thiel MK Ultra conditioning. You're gonna have a sudden on spurgosis because Peter Thiel crafted your worldview starting at age 2.5, starting when you were conceived. Peter Thiel started crafting your worldview. So if I say anything that conflicts with your MK Ultra conditioning that you got from listening to Lil Wayne albums as a child, you're going to start bashing your head against the short bus window, and you're going to start sending emails to my current, former, and future employers, and you're going to try to get anything I do suppressed in the algorithm, and you're going to send the FBI to my house, and you're going to start blackmailing my local sheriffs, who are incompetent buffoons and things such as that. If I start spitting hot bars about current events for too long, you're gonna get all British accenty on me, and you're gonna go, "Oi, I can send an email to the Lee County Sheriff's, mate. I can tell you the bobbies, mate. I can tell you the bobbies right now, mate. I live on an island of 3.5 people. I live on an island population 3.5 people that hasn't been relevant in 475 years. But for some reason, I'm deeply concerned with the comings and goings of your nation. And I'm going to sit here in my satanic Discord cult talking to haggard Aaron Carterverse women like that's a thing that normal people do, let alone people with an accent that indicates they're from a part of the world that is like 0.01% of the population. But yes, you're very involved with the comings and goings of obscure internet drama in the California region of the United States specifically, and you're deeply concerned with American politics. In my opinion, as a pale North American Southerner from Florida, you're very concerned with my geopolitical opinions specifically. It bothers you so much that you've been following me around for years. And it's not odd at all that you have an accent that indicates you're from a part of the world that is like 0.01% of the world's population. It's very normal that you're deeply concerned with the comings and goings of obscure internet drama in the west coast of the United States specifically. That's a thing that normal people do. That's a thing that normal people do, is they sit on Discord all day listening to haggard Carterverse women just go on ad nauseum about Aaron Carter and Spurg of the Week A that they're obsessed with because they got bullied by them on Discord. And it's very normal that you do these ridiculous things on behalf of the feelings of Carterverse fans. It's very bizarre and totally a thing that normal people do. That's totally a thing that normal people do. That's a normal response to hearing a narrative that conflicts with Peter Thiel's narrative and worldview specifically. That's a totally normal and rational response to hearing a random poor American man from poor pale North American man's political belief and philosophies from the butthole of Southwest Florida. I'm from the butthole of Southwest Florida, and my thoughts and opinions bother you so much that you got all British accenty on me. You got all British accenty on me, down to posting obscure British internet memes, such as pale British guy going, "You've ruined my holiday," which is a thing that no one ever found funny. No one's ever found a guy in a British accent going, "You've ruined my holiday," funny. You know who finds that funny? You know who finds that funny? People who have direct contact with wrinkled, haggard FBI agents that probably single-handedly witnessed every tragedy from, like, every tragedy from Columbine to OKC, and the list goes on. That dude's probably been there for all of them. That dude's probably been there for every single fucking one of them. He was probably there in person for every single one of those. Okay, and you got that guy's email in your Rolodex. with your British accent having ass, and you think I can't put two and two together. You think I can't put two and two together. You're telling me with your British accent having ass, I'm gonna ruin your holiday, and you're telling me you're gonna swat me when you live in a surveillance state and you haven't been arrested yet, and you think I can't do simple math in my head. You think I can't do simple math in my head? Guy who's obsessed with every alive old hag that knew that Aaron Carter existed, with your British accent having ass. You think I can't do simple math? You think I can't do... I have a calculator. Even if I couldn't do math, I have a calculator. Even if I couldn't do math, I have a calculator. You're from a part of the world that's like 0.02% of the world's population. Okay? And you think I can't do math with a calculator. You think I can't do math with a calculator. You think I can't do math with a calculator. I'm gonna ruin your holiday. Post a meme that like not even 5,000 people have seen since it's been posted. Okay? The five people saw that meme after the guy who initially recorded it posted it before it got to you. You were the sixth person to see that video, and you think I can't figure out that it's bizarre, that a guy with your accent specifically, was able to orchestrate the FBI coming to my house. You're like I even told you that I've been shit posting, that I've been fed posting on Discord for like a decade up until that point, and that the only way you would be able to get the FBI to my house is if you were the FBI. I literally told you that. I'm like, the only way you're going to be able to get the FBI to my house is if you are literally the FBI. I'm like, dude, I've been fed posting since the internet was conceived, practically. Like, I've literally been fed posting since the internet was conceived, and you think that I can't figure out that guy who spends every single day of the year, including New Year's and Christmas, talking to Carterverse hags is going to be able to get is in any way going to be able to get the FBI to my house unless he is the FBI. Like, by God, you're the least subtle satanic Discord informants I've ever seen. You're the least, down to like you knowing every Fed that I've ever encountered on Discord, like by their account name. Like, down to knowing every Fed that I've ever encountered on Discord, down to their Discord handle. You have an accent that is from a part of the world that only 0.01% of the world speaks in that accent. And that place is a police state. Where your accent is from. Where your accent is from is a police state. The people you associate with on Discord is suspicious. The communities you associate with on Discord are suspicious. The fact that you spend every waking hour trying to voice chat with Carterverse hags is suspicious. And then down to the point that when you were trying to threaten me into silence because I was bullying you, I told you the only way you're ever gonna get the FBI to my house is if you are the FBI. And then what did you do? You sent the two oldest FBI agents you have on your email list to my house that have been haunting the halls of the FBI since before Columbine. And you thought I was just never gonna put two and two together. You thought I was just never gonna put two and two together. That I bullied the FBI and they tried to put me in prison for it. That the FBI literally tried to put me in prison for bullying them. You thought I was never gonna do the math in my head. and figure that out. The only people you are interested in talking to, down to threatening to incarcerate people that are distracting you, you are only interested in talking to Carterverse wine moms, down to threatening to incarcerate people falsely for interrupting your weird fixation with speaking with Carterverse hags 24/7, 365 in a Discord voice chat. And it's just hilarious, the lack of subtlety. It's just the downright lack of subtlety is just dumbfounding. I don't know, man. Do they grow people from your part of the world that don't talk like a retard? Like, I just want to know. Like, I just want to know why they haven't banned you from working for intelligence agencies when, like, you lack so much subtlety that it's apparent that you want to protect P. Diddlers down to your accent. Like it's apparent from your literal accent alone that you're interested in making sure that I never get paid enough money to survive, and defending the P. Diddler elite of the globe. Like, that, it's apparent from your literal accent. Like, all one needs to do is observe the fact that you tolerate the accent that you have. Like, the fact that you tolerate the accent that you have, and the fact that you post memes of people speaking in the accent that you have, is like a dead giveaway, and shows the apparent, like, just the dumbfounding lack of subtlety and self-awareness that you have, to be, like, literally basically broadcasting to people that you have the FBI on speed dial as a way to try to blackmail and coerce them into not propagating ideas that make your MK Ultra conditioning go haywire and make you start licking the windows on the short bus. But, like, it's apparent from your accent alone that you are interested in falsely incarcerating pale North Americans that are making sense from a political and philosophical standpoint, that you are interested in defending the P. Diddler elite of the world, and that you have the FBI on speed dial. It's like apparent, everything about your mannerisms and behaviors makes it apparent that you're a satanic P. Diddler Discord informant for the feds, and that you're specifically interested in defending the P. Diddler globalist elite of the world, the technocrats of the world, and that you're interested in falsely incarcerating pale North American men for spreading philosophy and political ideology that counteracts your Peter Thiel crafted narrative. See, I told you. You start bullying the Five Eye accent having a satanic P. Diddler defending Carterverse hag obsessed with satanic P. Diddler Discord informants, and they start trying to coerce and blackmail you into silence. I mean, would you look at that? Like, literally speak of the devil, am I right? Like, literally speak of the devil and he shall appear. Lo and behold, you start mentioning Carterverse, Five Eye accent having, coercion and blackmail attempting Discord moderators that have a seizure the second you start bringing up political and philosophical narratives that counteract the Peter Thiel crafted worldview that they ascribe to. You start mentioning the Five Eye accent having satanic P. Diddler Discord informants, and they start trying to coerce and blackmail you into silence by trying to post your personal information and reciting lies. These are the same lies that they gave Zenova. These are the same lies that they gave Zenova, and Zenova just started reciting them right away without even checking if they're true or not. Oh, did something funny happen? I'm sure it didn't, because you speak in a Five Eye accent, and your culture is known for being profoundly bereft of humor. If bereft means deprived, lacking. The entire world finds your culture extremely lacking in identifying the humor in anything. And considering that your culture is 0.01% of the population, there's literally more transgender people than there are people that are actually born into your culture, because your culture is primarily profligated by immigrants and people that are not actually descended from your culture. So, considering that your culture is 0.01% of the population and there's literally more transgender people than there are people that identify and relate with your humor, I'm going to go ahead and say that whatever you think is funny is actually probably profoundly unfunny and probably retarded, like your culture and your culture's sense of humor. Considering that the world finds not only your food but your sense of humor lacking, I'm going to go ahead and say whatever you think is funny is entirely unfunny. I would say the world would probably agree. I would say if you uploaded a video explaining whatever you find funny right now, the world is going to, from a metric standpoint, disagree with you. Even if they don't wash the time and waste the time to leave a comment, the lack of engagement that the world will have with your joke will speak wonders for the fact that they don't find you funny, much like they don't find your culture and people funny. That being your Five Eye accent having ass country that you come from. That makes it blatantly obvious that you're interested in doing nothing other than defending the P. Diddler elite of the world and trying to get pale North American men falsely incarcerated by trying to subvert our intelligence agencies from within. See, unlike the regarded bootlicking followers that work for the United States government, I am entirely aware that you have no loyalty to this nation and that you have no credibility. So if I were in charge, this is another reason why they don't want to hire me, because I wouldn't let you run. I wouldn't let you run wild with the reins of our country. If I were in charge of the FBI, we would fire all of you immediately, because your accent alone is a dead giveaway that you're interested in doing nothing other than defending the P. Diddler elite, to advocate for the interest of the P. Diddler elite of your tiny little P. Diddler island country that is 0.01% of the world's population and culturally irrelevant. That's what I would do. That's what I would do, but I'm actually smart. That's why the military and the police never hired me, is because I'm too smart for them. But that's what I would do, is I would fire all of you crikey mate accent ass having motherfuckers, because that's a dead giveaway that you're interested in doing nothing other than defending the P. Diddler elite of the world. If you ask me, every time I hear one of your accents, I go, oh, hey, there's a Gary Glitter ass motherfucker. There's Gary Glitter Jr. There's Gary Glitter Jr. He's going to complain about my food. He's going to complain about Pop-Tarts. Oh, here's Gary Glitter Jr. He's going to complain about Pop-Tarts or some stupid shit like that. Up here's Gary Glitter Jr. in the Discord voice chat. He's going to tell me about Mars bars or Lion bars or some shit I don't care about. Here's Gary Glitter Jr. in the voice chat, here to tell me how wonderful Jaffa cakes are. Here's Gary Glitter Jr. in the voice chat, here to tell me about the wonderful advent of beans and toast. Oh wow, yeah, let's just give it all up because you got beans and toast over there. 0.01% of the world's population, face ass. Yep, let's just give it all back to you. You put a can of beans on toast. Fucking idiot, dude. Like, yeah, let's just hand it all over to you, bro. Oh, wow. Mashed potatoes for breakfast? Wow, yeah, let's hand it all back over to you. You sure showed us. You sure showed us, buddy. Wow, dinner for breakfast. Wow, dinner for breakfast. You're really reinventing the wheel. Let's give it all back to you. Yeah, you sure showed us. Wow, dinner for breakfast, guys. Wow.